Wow. Hi, besties. Welcome again to another episode of Lynn Diaries. Kama kawaida, we are getting into the kitchen. We want to make some simplest recipe for dinner. Our recipe for today is chicken. We want to oven bake or grill this chicken. So I want to show you some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this particular recipe, and also some of the things that I'm going to be using. So let's get straight into the video. So I have the chicken itself. I've already cleaned this chicken, by the way, so it's clean. I washed it with water and vinegar, so it's already clean. That is whole chicken, about 1.12 kilograms. I have with me salt, but I'll be using very little salt. I have curry powder, kama kawaida. I think you know I never miss this in my recipes. I love the taste. I've got some garlic powder, again kama kawaida. I have coriander. I have black pepper, a pinch of black pepper that we're going to be using. We have parsley leaves. We have cumin powder. I have cornstarch or corn flour, which I'm also going to be using for this recipe. I have honey. I have cooking oil, which you will need but very small quantity. I have some barbecue sauce. I have some tomato ketchup. And then I'll also need this kitchen towel for tapping the chicken dry, because for it to marinate and the marinates getting really well, you need to tap it dry. So we'll be using this for tapping it dry. I have a chopping board, I have a knife. Over here, I have a baking tray, which I've already covered with aluminum foil, which we're going to be using for baking the chicken. So let's get straight into the video. So I'm going to start by dividing this into parts, but before that I'm going to try and tap it dry, and then I'll also continue tapping once I have divided into small pieces. So yeah, I've already tapped the chicken dry on the outside to remove excess water, so I'm just going ahead to slice into pieces. So at this point I got a helper. My daughter is helping me out to tap the chicken dry on the inside. So yeah, the pieces are ready. So I've already mixed up my spices together. So I'm just going ahead to add in these spices into the chicken for it to be able to marinate. So I'm adding in some honey. Just a bit because it's still adding the sauce. So I'm putting in the marinade into my chicken. To this, I'm also adding a tablespoon of corn flour. It helps to get out the excess water. I'm giving it a good mix. So mix it up very well. I'm adding in some little oil. You can use olive oil or any kind of oil that you have. Mix it up. My mixture is ready. So I'm going to cover this with a cling film. You can also use a foil or plastic paper or even a clean kitchen towel, whichever that you have. So I'm going to cover this and let it rest for about an hour. By the way, the longer it rests, the better. The longer it marinates, the better. You can even do this for 24 hours, but remember to keep in the fridge. So this is after an hour. My chicken is marinated. So on this day, I didn't have much time, so I just marinated for an hour. So I'm just going ahead to lace the tray with some oil before I can be able to place the pieces of chicken. So put your chicken in the tray like so. Remember not to crowd them so that they can be able to cook very well. So I'm trying to space them out because the tray is big enough. At this point, I'm putting the chicken into the oven. So you start baking at high heat of about 200 degrees. I'm putting in cold water to help in generating some steam to moisturize the chicken. As it bakes, I'm going ahead to prepare the sauce that I'll be using to glaze the chicken. So I have some soy sauce. I'm adding in some barbecue sauce, as you can see. To these, I'm going in with my ketchup. I'm also going in with my honey. Mix it up, give it a good mix. I'll set this aside and wait for 30 minutes. I will then add even the onions. 30 minutes later, I'm adding the onions. I'm also going ahead to glaze the chicken with the sauce. I'll do this on both sides just to ensure that the chicken is well coated with the sauce. I'll then take it back into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. So this is after about 10 minutes. And as you can see, our chicken is looking really good. It's well cooked. I'm just going ahead to garnish with some coriander. By the way, this is optional. So at this point, our chicken is ready to serve. You can serve this with any starch that you prefer. You can serve with potatoes, you can serve with rice, you can take with chapati, ugali. Thanks for watching.